You spend hours talking with her on the phone, but by nightfall, you're here all alone. I know you call her name.
Hi, I'm Faith McNair.
And I'm Ryan Michael Galloway.
And together we are Faith and Ryan. Welcome to our crowdfunding campaign.
We're excited to announce our project, which is to produce our first duo album in the next 6 months.
Preferably sooner.
Tell you, baby, no, you wouldn't miss much. Show you how to reach the extremes. I'd be way more than a day, way more than a day, way more than a day.
We're a blues-infused pop act based in Dallas, Texas. We have a very clear vision of the product we're creating, a solid team of experts to add to our own artistic and technical expertise, and a proven track record of projects that this team has completed before. The songs that you'll hear demoed in this video will take a decisively more pop turn as we create fully produced versions. And there's really a story behind how we came together for this project. I knew that Faith was pretty special a long time ago. We worked together when she was a teenager and I produced her recordings at that time. But a lot of things were interfering in our lives and it wasn't conducive to putting an act together. We fell out of touch for a long time and then, like 11 years later, Faith reached out to me through my webpage. So I asked her if she'd like to sit in for a few gigs, and she did, and instantaneously we noticed that it was clicking. The chemistry was back. It was pretty exciting.
Out on the living floor, lift your open hand, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance, silver moon sparkling. So kiss me.
So we decided to give it a shot, see if we could get booked, enjoy performing, and maybe even some writing. It all worked, and now we're here at this point transitioning from cover material to some really strong original music. We've developed our artistic partnership beyond what we ever thought we could, and we are very excited about our results.
So you can put a band together, and a good band together, and spend a lot of time promoting it. But every once in a while you get a couple people together and it just clicks and people like it, and you give it the slightest nudge and it takes off just like it has wings. And that's what happened to Faith and me. In fact, we just put our pictures up basically on a page on Facebook, said we were available to book, and we got like 4 bookings in 3 days. We thought, maybe this is something that is going to go somewhere.
I try to stay strong. I know that I'm going to a place I don't belong, even when it feels so good. I know it might be wrong. You make me fall in love again every time you sing that song.
So we got those bookings, we showed up, we seemed to kill it every single time, and the bookings kept coming, and the rest is kind of history. Now we're getting ready to go into this new phase.
I can think of is to get us both alone. I try not to stumble, I try to stay strong. I know that I'm going to a place I don't belong, even when it feels so good. I know it might be wrong. You make me fall in love again every time you sing that song.
We discussed early on whether we might want to get serious with the act, whether our families could get behind us, and whether we could continue to collaborate comfortably even after we've been in each other's faces for months at a time. You see what I deal with. It gets a little difficult. But most of all, we have a lot of fun. Having proven that all of that does continue to work for us, we really have a great momentum to continue to make a more intense work of producing an album.
How can you break a statued soul? Just erase it from the earth. Can't stand to see you so weak and by a pain you don't deserve.
So let me tell you about Faith. It's not that Faith has just got a great voice, uncanny sense of blues twists and turns, is pretty, incredibly consistent, has a sweet personality on stage and in person. It's that she has all of these traits.
Oh, thank you.
She has what I think is an absolutely unique combination of qualities, and her talents are the most accessible part of our act when it comes to the audience. There's so many people that fall in love with her singing, her persona. I can't tell you how many times that we've been told she's the total package. I also have a lot of respect for her toughness. She shows up and performs at a high level no matter how much she might be going through, never takes her own problems out on the audience, and puts on a great show, even during those rare times when she doesn't feel completely at her best. On top of all that, she's an incredibly hard worker, maintaining a full-time job along with an incredible GPA in her college courses, and the audience will never know if she had a bad day or isn't feeling well. That's the sign of professionalism, and I've seen her come through time and time again.
Breathe, the question tortures me. How can you kill a superhero?
The amazing thing about Ryan is that he's so multi-talented. I mean, he shreds on the guitar. He's an incredible songwriter, strong lead and harmonizing vocalist, and a very consistent performer. It doesn't stop there because he's also our producer, our arranger, our live sound engineer, promoter, and our visionary. So he's the one that puts it all together, and whether we're performing live or in the studio, he always delivers that talent. He brings together the team and he figures out how to get where we're going, and yes, on occasion, even though it's sometimes embarrassing, I do get told that I'm the total package, but with an incredible person behind me like him, a total package can get a heck of a lot further. So not only do we work great together with just the two of us, but we've also got an incredible team of people who are willing to help get this moving for us and give us their input and their talents as well.
This is a core team of great folks that we've worked with over the years, even way back when we were kind of getting started over a decade ago. Ron Logan is one of our producer engineers, and he's not only great on the technical side, but he's a singer, accomplished multi-instrumentalist, and he's got a great ear for production and how to use the technology to get us to our vision.
David Williams is another accomplished producer and engineer who will be helping us, and I have to say that I was excited whenever I got the call from Ryan that he was even willing to do anything with our music. The fact that he'd even listen to it was incredible.
I was a drummer for many years with a number of artists, Patti LaBelle, the OJs, Hall & Oates, worked for a while with Bette Midler. Real good memories of a 70s band called 10 Wheel Drive, which was probably one of the greatest musical experiences of my life. And started to develop a real interest in making records as opposed to just playing on records, and the behind-the-scenes science of recording studios. And prior to the studio, song development, artist development, to getting to the point of recording.
We think his meticulous attention to detail will definitely help us create a very high-quality recording.
So if I were sitting on your side of the camera, I would be wondering, how do I know this project that I'm investing in is actually going to happen?
And that's a fair question.
Behind all this glamour and romance that we create as artists, there's a lot of organization, technology, business know-how. The producer is the person that helps form the vision of the final product, puts together the project plan, gathers the musicians and engineers, runs the schedule, helps select the songs, and helps shape how the songs are going to be arranged and how they'll sound. I'll be the lead producer for this project. Not only have I managed more than 15 other recording projects from start to successful finish, but in the business world I have extensive experience as a project manager doing some pretty big and complicated things. I also mentioned that I'm a pilot and I've been a professional photographer. My point is that I embrace technology as a user. The blend of art, technology, and business is a real sweet spot for me. If you want to know if I can do it, I'd simply point you to the internet and have you search on Ryan Michael Galloway, and that should lead you to my own solo projects at the very least. The most recent material is the most relevant, however, and everything I've recorded since 2004 or so has used newer tools and approaches that are available to the indie musician. The plan is to choose from 18 original songs. We'll record and pick the most cohesive 10 or 11, which is pretty standard practice. We've already mentioned the two producer engineers who will assist, Ron Logan and Dave Williams. And most recording will take place in our home studios. Final mixes will take place at Ron Logan's home studio and David Williams' private facility in Houston. Our drummer is Chad Ireland. Chad is not only one of the most versatile drummers we know, he is steadfastly upbeat, no pun intended, and just an inspiration to be around. Our bass player is Bill Brody on any non-keyboard bass that we need. Chad and I have been playing with Bill for the last several years, and he's more recently joined our duo for live performances. Bill just happens to have a long history in the rock and roll environment, having worked for Bill Graham in the 70s, staging dozens of national acts. I'll provide acoustic and electric guitars, and keyboards will be played by me, Ron, and others as needed.
So next I want to tell you about where the money is going to go should you decide to donate to our cause. The personnel, firstly, the two producers, the engineer team members, musicians, etc. Mastering, the final step before replicating, and the glass master duplications and shipping. This is one of our most important goals. A decent-sized glass mastered production run allows us to provide a very stable and high-quality CD product at a fraction of the cost of low-volume burn CDs, so we'd really like to attract enough contributions to fund this part of the project. It'll go to the CD and cover art, of course, marketing and advertising, the place everyone falls down, the delivery of the donation rewards and premiums, for instance, if we have to travel for shows in other cities, merchandise production, digital distribution. It'll also go towards fulfillment for packing and mailing. Ryan and I are both very lucky to have spouses and families that support what it is that we're trying to do. But having contributions from people that we may not even know personally is a pretty incredible thing. So before you make any decisions, I personally just want to thank you from Faith and Rye for even taking the time out of your busy schedule to watch this video and for considering to contribute to it. You will find a list of things available based on donations, things that you might get as rewards for donating to our cause, so definitely take a look at that. And as always, thank you guys so much for sharing, and keep loving what we do. We'll continue to love it as well.